Coming in, this is source-based information. The Jammu and Kashmir Police have recovered 2 AK-47 rifles and 350 kgs of explosives from Faridabad, based on the disclosure of the second doctor arrested in the case. Earlier, one AK-47 rifle, remember, had been recovered from the locker of Dr. Adil at Government Medical College in Anantnag. Another doctor was picked up following Adil's arrest. Further details and the official version of the recoveries is still awaited, but 2 AK-47 rifles and 350 kgs of explosives is what we're talking about. Major escalation of the ongoing Anantnag Government Medical College investigation. The J&K police have made some of these recoveries that you see on your screens, nearly 350 kgs of explosives from Faridabad, Haryana's Faridabad, and this is source-based information trickling in. This recovery, of course, was made after inputs allegedly provided by the second detained doctor linked to the case. And as we were highlighting earlier as well, an AK-47 was recovered from the locker of Dr. Adil in the Government Medical College in Anantnag. And soon after the second detention, after Adil's arrest, these details have come to light. As per the investigators, further details are still awaited, but these are dramatic seizures that you see, perhaps visuals that will be shared by the officials shortly as well. 2 AK-47 rifles, 350 kgs of explosives from Faridabad. Going across to Anshul Singh, who joins us with more details. Anshul, tell us how from Anantnag this kind of recoveries now led to Haryana's Faridabad. Tell us what we're learning from our sources officially.
Well, yes, the initial information came in from Jammu and Kashmir itself when Dr. Adil Ahmed was in fact arrested, and then during interrogation, it had come out that he had links over here in Faridabad as well. When once the Jammu and Kashmir Police informed Faridabad Police regarding the same, then both the police teams carried out a search operation at the exact location that was initially identified by the accused Dr. Adil Ahmed himself. And when the raids were conducted over there, what we are being told that an AK-47 rifle along with approximately 350 kgs of explosive materials was also recovered from that very location. And this has definitely sent a lot of shockwaves across the security agencies over here in our country, because more than 350 kgs of explosive materials have been found from Faridabad, very close to the national capital. Remember, before this as well, in a separate non-terror related case as well, there were at least 2 tons of explosive materials that were recovered from Faridabad yet again. So definitely there are some links that are being drawn towards Faridabad as to how these explosive materials are being able to reach so close to the borders of the national capital, and definitely it has raised a lot of eyebrows. Within the next few minutes, the Faridabad police will officially brief the media regarding what has the incident exactly about been, and how have they been able to go ahead and recover such a huge amount of explosive materials. What were the inputs that they had received, and what was the future plan of these accused? Where did they want to use such explosives? Where did they want to? What were the locations that they wanted to target? All these questions will be answered, but definitely a big success for the security forces. But on the other hand, definitely a big wake-up call as well, because Faridabad, somewhere or the other, is seeing such explosive materials reaching them.
But also a worrying sign. Anshul, we'll come back to you in just a bit. Ishan Wani joins us with more details. We need to take it back all the way to the investigations that first were taking place at Anantnag Government Medical College. The raids that were carried out, searches carried out at the medical premises after the detention of Dr. Adil. Tell us how that whole episode is crucial to the ongoing probe that's now led to the AK-47 recovery in the national capital, Ishan.
Well, yes, let's break it down. It started from a CCTV footage where Dr. Adil was seen pasting posters on the streets of Srinagar, in a location on the outskirts of Srinagar, and that's where the alarm bells started ringing. The police were told that there were Jaish-e-Mohammed posters pasted on the streets, and then they started to investigate the matter further. And on the CCTV footage, they were able to find this person who was identified as Dr. Adil. And on further digging deep, they were able to identify, Dr. Adil as one of those persons who was one of those who was involved and instrumental in pasting these posters. Later on, what we have been given to understand is that they were able to tap his phone where he's located. He had moved to Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh and had left his job in Government Medical College Anantnag and moved to a private hospital, and he was working there. There are reports that he had also married a local girl in Saharanpur, though they were not confirmed, but sources are indicating that he had done that earlier before moving to Saharanpur. But this was a plan to move to Saharanpur and then later on carry out activities related to terror there. One has to wait and see because the investigation is underway. But yes, he was definitely there, and then forces were able to track his phone. The hospital was raided along with J&K Police Special Operation Group and police in Uttar Pradesh, and he was detained from there. He was produced in a local court in Saharanpur on a transit remand. He was brought back to Kashmir, where a sustained interrogation revealed that there were more doctors involved. A local doctor from Pulwama was also picked up for the investigation, and later on, they were also shocked to reveal that there's one more doctor who's sitting in Haryana and close to national capital, where they raided again and found that there is explosive, there is weapon recovery that was made from there. All of them have been arrested. But what we have been further given to understand by the four sources in the police is that there's a tip of an iceberg. There could be further arrests, deep arrests, and that's why you don't see police coming officially and talking about how they were instrumental or how they were trying to carry out any attack, because there could be further arrests made. Initial day when we started to learn about this through our sources, we were told that there is further arrests being made, and be careful about the sort of information that's put out, because further they could get alerted who are part of the group, and they don't want that to happen. And that's why you see today that one more arrest has been made in Haryana. But this could be lead to further arrests, because the entire module, how it was functioning, where did they get this recovery weapon from, how they were able to transport it to Haryana, whether it had come through any borders close to Punjab and they were able to transport it from Punjab to Haryana, or whether it had come from Kashmir to there. So that was all the question for the investigating agencies. They're still investigating it. We spoke to a senior official who told us that the investigation is in progress. They can't comment about it right now, but this is a serious matter.
Cannot be ruled out, Ishan, at this point in time. I do want to bring in Tejinder Singh Sodhi into the conversation. Tejinder, this points to a wider nexus, which is currently being investigated, and a possible link of terror financing and arms trafficking, and that too across state borders. Tejinder.
The worrying part is that post the abrogation of Article 370 on 5th of August 2019, we had seen a dramatic decline in the terror-related incidents in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in the Kashmir Valley, where the security forces had tightened its noose against the terror outfits. Given the opportunity these terrorists could have got, they are trying to carry out terror strikes in other parts of the country, especially near the national capital region or in Delhi. This is what the security agencies do believe. I have been in touch with several senior officers from the Jammu and Kashmir Police and other security agencies. They do believe that this was a greater plan, a bigger plan of these terrorists to carry out a bigger strike near the national capital region or in Delhi. Investigation, as Ishan was also mentioning, is still going on. This was the operation which was carried out by the Kashmir Zone Police with collaboration with the UP Police and the Haryana Police. We are told that today, during the later part of the day, a press conference would be held by the Haryana Police, and the Jammu and Kashmir Police would also come out with an official version of how all this transpired, how these arrests were made, how many arrests so far have been made, what is the nature of recoveries that have been made. But yes, all the officers in unison, which I spoke to since morning, have said that a major terror plot has been averted. Whether this is an RDX, whether it is an other type of explosive, but a recovery of an explosive over 300 kilogram clearly point out to the fact that this was a major terror strike that was planned by the terrorists in and around the national capital region. So,
and this could be just the tip of the iceberg, Tejinder. That's what makes this entire possible radical network, all the more worrying for the investigators as well. Thank you for that, Tejinder.